So EPIC stands for Engineering Projects and Community Service. So obviously the main goal of ODOS is to help the community through their projects and their engineering designs. So could you explain more what ODOS stands for, like what they do specifically to help the community?
Well, ODOS literally stands for Office of the Dean of Students. And what we primarily do is help those with disabilities. We engineer devices so that they are better able to live their lives just like you and me.
So ABS is one of the more prominent projects in ODOS. Could you please explain what the goals of the team are and what exactly the team does?
Sure. ABS stands for Automatic Bookshelf, and this project was initialized by the Purdue University like 6 years ago because like one of the student used to live in student dorms. He was handicapped, he was on wheelchair, and he had some issues where he used to put the books on the topmost shelf, and he literally used to throw books on the topmost shelf to get it from there and to put it back on. Like, it was difficult for him, so one of his friends found out this, and he thought something should be done about it, and he reported the incident to the university, and then the university turned the project to EPICS, and it has been with EPICS since then.
So the current design for your project right now seems pretty promising. I was wondering if were there previous precursors to this, previous prototypes that led you to the design that you have right now, and how have they failed in the past, and how did you come up with this current design that you have right now?
Yes, so the prototype before we came to the team was the shelf used to move up and down, just vertical motion, no horizontal motion, and that resulted. So it's a shelf, and so the person is supposed to work here. He might have his computer, laptop, or whatever on the top of the shelf, and so when the shelf is itself moving up and down, it is actually occupying most of almost all of the usable space one has on the top of the shelf. So we figured out that apart from having vertical motion, it also needs to have the horizontal motion, and so we came up with the parabolic motion that the shelf does right now.
I can't reach books.
Oh, I can finally grab the book and do my English homework.
So the current project you have on ABS is quite successful. Adivash has already gone through and explained the problems that you've had in the past. Could you possibly explain the problems that you've had with the project so far, up till now?
So our project basically has a few flaws in it, even though it's almost complete. The first flaw is that the actuators, they're positioned in such a way that the entire shelf does not come down low enough, and so it might pose some discomfort, and it's not as easy to use for people that are on a wheelchair and are short. So that's one of the flaws that we have. We're currently trying to think of a solution to come up with that. And another one of the flaws that we have is our shelf does not have a safety structure, so if it is pulled down far enough, it might start ripping the wood off. And so we also need to come up with some sort of safety devices that could hold that whole thing in place, or switch the actuators off once it reaches its lowest position.